Hey guys, Hook to Clash here, and today I'm going to give you my honest opinion on Blizzard Lalo in reasonably high legends. I was sitting like 55, 5600 at the end of last season, so well out of the top 200, but also high enough that you're running into some of the best bases in the game. And the point of today is I'm just going to give you my opinion. We're going to show you a mix of replays that I did post-update. So the Super Blizz got nerfed, and I'll give you my opinion on it. So, what's this style base we've got in front of us here now? This is an anti-2 style base, and as you can see, I used the Hound 2 tank for this Blizzard Bomb, and we were able to get not only the Town Hall, but also a Scatter. I don't think we quite get the Queen here, but we do a lot of damage to her. Now, obviously, you can run into a lot of these anti-2 style bases in Legends, and will you have good successes against it with this army? I personally think you will. Blizzard Lalo is great on these style of bases as long as you can get the blimp into the core of the base. You destroy these bases. You're going to see here, I don't absolutely wreck the base, but it's with that sort of blimp. Like, look at all of the base that's gone in the center there. There's a Town Hall gone there. I didn't have to deal with the CC. I got rid of a Scatter, and it allows me to sui straight into a multi. And even though there's 3 multis on these bases, which we'll get to later in the video, I'm still going to absolutely wreck this. Unfortunately, we sent both Headhunters in there and didn't get the RC, so we're not going to have any for the RC when we start the Lalo, but the Queen goes in. I think she gets rid of the multi here. Yep, nicely done to her. Then we're just going to fly from the top side, and this doesn't need any greater analysis. As you can see, it's an incredibly nice path for the Lalo here. In fact, we almost missed the air defense. In fact, I think we do. So somehow I messed up such a nice path for the Lalo, but as you can see, we have so many balloons up. Nice split there. And the poison was down a little early here. I don't know what I was doing. We should have waited on it, but it ends up working all right in the end. So like I said earlier in this video, I think Blizzard Lalo is great on these anti-2 bases. As long as you can Blizzard the Town Hall, you'll crush it. Absolutely crush it. Now, unfortunately, you don't run into a lot of these anti-2 bases in high legends. So, fresh off talking about anti-2 style bases, we're going to move into one of the other more common types of bases you see in Legends, and that is the teaser style base, where you've got all the damage, all the value of the base essentially in one area. Now, these bases have obviously worked amazingly in the past because they're really hard to queen charge, because often you get overwhelmed or you get no value with the charge, and they're really hard to just do a spam attack in because look, there's so much early on that a lot of the time your troops die out. However, with Blizzard Lalo, these bases are pretty easy. Now, there's the more obvious blimp on the base, which would be to sort of just land a blimp like right here. Like, you don't even have to put too much thought into it. But those bore me. I'm not very interested in just doing a blimp that just lands straight on top of where you're going. So as you can see here, we blimp a different compartment. Honestly, we don't get the greatest value from it, but it sets up a really nice path. And what we're going to do with the Sui here is we're going to send the Sui straight into all this damage. And thankfully, it's a super minion CC. If it was like a Hound CC, I think I would have been in a bit of trouble. But thankfully, it is a super minion CC. Also, I think I dropped a haste spell somewhere, or I just didn't bring a third one to this army. Anyways, as you can see, all 3 heroes together, we're just going to slowly... I should have put one of the headhunters down at this point, to be honest, but we get the 2 headhunters down now to help out with the Queen. And essentially with this, we're going to get the Town Hall, 2 scatters, all the heroes are dealt with, there's no sweepers. Like, literally the only thing left on the base after this Sui is an eagle, and kind of awkward pathing, to be fair. So like I said, on a lot of style bases like this, it's Blizzard Lalo is ridiculously strong. It's absolutely your go-to on these type of bases. If you're confident in executing the strategy and pulling off the Lalo, then I think this is your best chance at taking out these sort of bases. So if you run into these style of bases in Legends a lot, whether it be the anti-2s from the last one or these Southern Teasers from this raid here, then I can't recommend enough you come in with Blizzard Lalo in Legends. Now, the shortcomings of Blizz Lalo will be coming in the next couple of raids when you're not running into these style bases and you're running into people who are very well equipped. But we'll just focus on this here. This is a pretty bad Lalo, to be honest. Yeah, this was a really bad Lalo. I need to work on my Lalo. I think I'm over-deploying my loons a little bit, just because I'm so used to running into those triple multi-bases where you kind of need to do like a heavy deployment there. But as you can see, we swag the poison there. Quite a common spell to swag with these attacks, honestly. And this base was pretty wrecked, as will most Southern Teasers be if you choose Blizzard Lalo. As you can see, this is another anti, well, this is like a mix of an anti-2 and kind of a teaser, but it's not as much. This is more the anti-2, but I'm sure you guys have all seen this base a million times, maybe slightly different, but I kind of do this on most of the bases, or you go for the Town Hall, and both work. Honestly, this is just another style base that Blizzard Lalo is really strong for. I get a little risky with this attack, by the way. I thought I could get the Town Hall with my Sui here, but I don't. But we end up just Laloing the Town Hall anyway. Just showing you guys yet again another example of which sort of armies the Blizzard Lalo is quite strong. Which type of armies? Sorry, which type of bases, if I could speak, Blizzard Lalo is really strong against, and this is one of them. Thankfully, we get a nice split here. We Warden, and obviously this is pretty wrecked. I just 4 times through that. I know, I just thought I'd get along with it quickly because it's a similar style base, but also just show you guys how to take out what is a pretty common base in low legends. Now to the fun stuff, and this base here in particular, you run into so much in high legends. One of the more common bases I've ever seen this high, and this is where Blizz Lalo starts to fall through. As you can see, this is what I've been told is the way to take out this base, and as you can see there, bam. Look at that. We're at 2% here. We've done the Blizzard, got a no value whatsoever. We hit a double slam and a tornado, so this attacker knows that people do this exact blimp, because if you land the blimp there, as you'll see in the next attack, it works out quite well. But honestly, I looked at this one and I gave up. It was the last day of Legends, but it's just super frustrating on these style of bases, and I'll get into it more in the next attack. So as you can see, same base here. I can tell you I ran into this base 4 times in my last Legends day. 4 times, and you can see we've learned from the previous mistakes. We send the Hound across, doesn't pick up any Sams, so honestly we didn't need the Hound there. But back to the bigger point at hand, actually we'll focus on the Blizzard, and I'll kind of show you here why this is the best Blizzard to do on the base. We get the Rage down there, Town Hall goes down. I actually make the Town Hall invisible here. You probably think that's a bad thing. It's kind of smart. It took the Super Wizards away from the Town Hall so that the Giga Blast wasn't going to get them, and we actually get one of the scatter shots here. But anyways, back to the general point at hand. These triple multi big box bases suck for Blizzard Lalo, and there's a reason everyone's running in high legends, and that's because they're terrified of Blizzard Lalo. It's just such a dominant strategy. What you've seen from a lot of my hits today, and what I would kind of sum up, or how I would sum up Blizz Lalo, is on the right base, it dominates the base, unlike any other strategy I have ever seen in Clash of Clans, except maybe for like mass witches back in the day, when witches initially came out and they were broken. Just Blizzard Lalo is just, the reason it got nerfed is because it was destroying bases that weren't ready for it like you've never seen before. But where Blizzard Lalo falls through is everyone in Legends is defending it at this point. Like that, it is their #1 focus. They are scared of this more than any other army. And when you work, and when you specifically tailor your base to defend that one army, it gets quite hard to do this. It's quite easy to bait blimps because lots of people do the same sort of blimps as we saw in the recent attack. And then triple multi is so bad for this army. The multis just absolutely roast the loons. And unless you can get a 6 Sui, you're actually going to find you struggle on these style bases a lot. Unfortunately, my Headhunter dies here to a giant bomb, so we don't take out the RC, but the pups do it for us anyway. But like I was saying, I personally, and unless you're really good at Blizz Lalo, I'm not sure I'd suggest it doing it in high legends. There's a reason a lot of top players kind of switch to hybrid in top legends, because it's a bit more versatile than the Blizz Lalo is. It's a lot harder to put your entire, or dedicate your entire base to stopping hybrid, because there's so many avenues that you can do it, so many different ways you can execute it. Whereas Blizz Lalo, whilst it dominates bases that aren't prepared for it, like those anti-2s, like the Southern Teasers, bases that are prepared for it hold up really well. And as you can see here, we don't even get close. We got good value from the Blizzard. Didn't really get that good value from the Sui, but it wasn't bad. But we still didn't get close. And this is what I found that happened a lot in my Legends League attacks over the last couple of, over the last week or two, honestly, and why I switched to hybrid. And that's the main message that I'm actually going to be giving you all in this video. If you're good enough, and there are people who are good enough to do this, if you're good enough to triple these style bases with Blizzard Lalo, then yes, you should absolutely be doing Blizz Lalo in Legends. I can't recommend it enough. But when you run into these bases, and if you can't get it, don't just force Blizz Lalo. Maybe look for an alternative. As you can see here, coming in with another attack, and this is another box base, but this is actually slightly different to the other ones we've been seeing. And this one's actually going to be a success story. This, going to spoil it now, is actually going to be a triple. So the point of me showing you this attack is it is possible to triple these box bases. Now, obviously this doesn't have triple multi, and it's not as ugly as the other ones, but it's still ultimately a box base, and still tripling it is nice post-update. But my point is, like, if you can triple these style bases, and particularly the last one, you'll run into it 3 or 4 times a day, honestly, then Blizz Lalo in Legends, great idea. But if you're struggling with it, then don't feel bad at going to something else, because I've personally done it, and it's not a bad idea, honestly, because it's not as broken anymore. And this is one of the reasons why. As you can see there, and we'll get a better look here. I think someone just followed me on Twitch. Anyway, as you can see there, I kind of missed it there because I was distracted, but we had an expo here and a multi-touch in it. Now, in the past, you would find that the Super Wizard's chain would probably take out this multi, but post-update, it doesn't, and it happened to 2 of the multis on this base here, which obviously is why those big box bases are really strong, because it's hard to take out multis anymore without landing your blimp in that compartment. So as you can see, we still got great value from that blimp, by the way. We get most of the CC, we get a core, we just get the core of the base, which is obviously so important for Lalos. A lot of the Lalos I showed you on those box bases will struggle because the core buildings, which is often a multi and like 4 red bombs, destroy your loons in the core. But on this one, because we are able to take it out, unlike on the other ones, because it's a lot harder to pull it off on the other ones with the sweeper positioning and with the air defenses, you can't really get that same value in the core and obviously struggle more. Wardenability there. And as you can see, we've got heaps of troops up here. It's just a matter of time. We actually barely got this on time, if I remember correctly, but it didn't really matter. As you can see, pretty crushed there. So kind of a summary statement. If you're in like low to mid Legends, Blizz Lalo, I would recommend it, because a lot of the time you're running into those Southern Teaser bases, those anti-2s, those ones that are annoying for not as competent players to take out. But when you get to higher Legends and you're running into those triple multi bases, particularly the one I showed you earlier, which, like I said, run into 4 times in a single day, then unless you can FC it a bunch and, you know, figure out how to do it, don't be too turned off by completely switching up the army, because you are going to run into those triple multi bases like all the time. It's unbelievable. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'd like to know down in the comments below, what's your thoughts of Blizzard Lalo in Legends post-update? Do you really enjoy it in high Legends, low Legends, wherever you are? Let me know in the comments what you think of it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you do, and hopefully I see some of you soon.